Hi everyone, welcome back to the session. We're gonna wait another 2 minutes to everyone join and let's start up the session in 2 minutes, okay? Yeah. So we're gonna start up the session. Let me share my screen. Yeah. So today's topic is having an understanding of ultrasonic sensor. I hope my voice is audible to everyone. Please confirm me in the chat. And as we're discussing ultrasonic sensor, first understand what ultrasonic sensor can does in the environment. Okay, so ultrasonic sensor having HCSR04, which is the name of the sensor, and also can be measured the distance. So basically, it look like this. So having two eyes like a structure, and it basically help us to find the distance, guys. Okay, now there is a more parameters to detect the distance, so that we'll be discussing. Okay, so basically this ultrasonic sensor emits the ultrasound at 40 kilohertz, which basically travel through the air. Okay, so as I already said you, it measures the distance. So what measures that? I mean to say, what is the applications to find out the distance? If you have that confusion, so you use all automobile industries and also automotive industries. We have plenty of applications, so that we'll be discussing it later, but you have to understand this ultrasonic sensor or uses an ADAS, so where anti-braking system, where an object is coming very close, it will break the system. Okay, so the main advantages of ultrasonic sensor is that, and for say you're traveling in a road, someone in the back are very near to your vehicle, so there is high chances of collide, right? So to remove that problem, so they have concluded with ADAS technology, where anti-braking system, when the vehicle is nearby, it is not like a vehicle. When an object is nearby with a certain range, it will detect the distance between you and an object with a threshold value. Once it got very closer to your object, then it will be giving an alert. Okay, and also it will be break you for that. So that is the ultrasonic sensor uses. So, and also I already told you that it basically emits the ultrasound sound at 40 kilohertz, so which travel through the air. Okay, so the main principle of ultrasonic sensor is it basically sends the sound wave, okay, sound wave to the object nearby and detect the object, and it has to come back. Okay, so that's why it is traveling for two time. And also it can be detect 2 centimeters to 4 centimeters in the range. Okay, so very small. But if you're doing with the industry side, then we're going to use not this basic sensor, we'll be using an upgrading sensors for it. Okay, so now I already said you that it will be traveled for the two times, right? So that explanation given in the slide. So you will be having R and T. So R is a receiver and also T is a transmitter here. And transmitter will basically send the signal first. And okay, there is an object hereby. Transmitter will send the signals like sound waves first. It find the distance, and again it will be bounced it back to a receiver end. Okay, so transmitter is always sending the request and receiver is receiving the request, and also receiving the distance between the object and also the wave. Okay, So you will be having four pins for this. One is VCC, another one is trigger, echo, and ground. So VCC is a voltage controller, and trigger and echo. So trigger, I'll echo and trigger are both are very important while doing with ultrasonic sensor. Okay. And consider the time travel as a speed sound. You will be calculating the distance. So distance is equals to duration by 2. Why this is duration by 2 is first it will be sending the wave one time and also it is bouncing it back. So it is traveling two times. So that's why duration by 2 into velocity of the sound. Distance is equals to duration into velocity of the sound. So duration it is traveling two times. So we have a by 2 here. Okay. In ultrasonic specifications, so we do have a specific specifications for this sensor. So operating voltage and also operating current. So operating voltage is a direct current which is a 5 volts. It's pretty much good to operate the sensor. And operating current will be 15 amps. And also the frequency is a minimum 40 hertz frequency, and minimum it can take from 2 centimeters, and maximum it can go for 4 meters. Has the temperature sensor is giving that alert, but it is approximately 450 centimeters or in the rate of that. And racing accuracy will be 3 mm, and measuring angle it has to be 15 degrees, slightly 15 degrees. And we'll be having a trigger input signal for TTL. And also we have a dimensions 45 into 20 into 15 m. Okay. So that is the dimension of ultrasonic sensor. And as we know that this is a connection, so trigger and echo is there. So trigger will be your output and echo will be your input. Okay. So just we will be working on with the sensor. So I've opened a Tinkercad and I've creating a new circuit like how to add ultrasonic sensor and also how to write the code for it. So take first Arduino here and drag and drop in the workspace. Okay. Now for this Arduino, you're going to take ultrasonic sensor. You can search for it. So four pins, like there are two ultrasonic sensors in the board. You have to take the fourth pin. Okay. Ultrasonic. Okay. So you see there is a three pin ultrasonic sensor, and also you have another component which is having a four pin, which is used to distance. Okay. So take this and drag and drop. Okay. Okay. This is an ultrasonic sensor. And you have something like rotate the sensor, right? So you can rotate the sensor. So click on this and click rotate. Now we are going to connect ultrasonic sensor. Yeah, pretty much good. Okay, so ultrasonic sensor have the four pins. One is VCC, another one is ground. Let me rotate. Yeah. So VCC, trigger pin, echo pin, and also ground. VCC, trigger, echo, and ground, right? So now I'm flipping again. So you can also press Ctrl R to rotate the sensor, okay? That is a shortcut key. Perfect. A ground is connected to ground, so I'm connecting to ground. I've connected to ground and also VCC, let's connect to 5 volts. Yeah, perfect. We have connected VCC and also ground. Now let's connect to trigger and echo. So you can connect trigger and echo to a digital pins. So you can use a PWM pins also in this. Trigger I have connected to ninth pin and echo will be connected to 10th pin. You can connect to any of them. So trigger I'm connecting to ninth. And echo let's connect to 10th pin. And change the color. So this is connected to ground, so I'm connecting to black color. And this is a positive white, so it turns to red color. And these are the data. You can connect like any data pin. Yeah, perfect. So I request everyone to try to complete the connections. I'll write the code once you completed the connections, okay? So I'll wait here for you to until complete. Please try to complete this. I hope everyone completed the connecting the circuits, right? Now we'll be writing the code. So I'm opening the code and change it to block to text. Then click on continue. Okay. So I'm clearing all of this code. Now initially I'm writing all the code. So first we have to define the pin number. So define trigger pin and also define the echo pin. So trigger trigger pin that I've connected to 9. So trigger pin is 9. And define echo pin. I'm connected to echo pin is 10. So echo is 10. So start with void setup. So in the void setup, first we have to enable the serial monitor to print the output there. So that's why we write serial.begin. Serial.begin. And birth rate is 9600, initial birth rate. And now we have to give trigger and also echo. Trigger pin is an output pin and also echo is an input pin. So let's consider it in that way. Okay, so I'm writing pin mode. Copy and then paste it here. Okay. And as I mentioned that it is an output pin, so I'm using output here. And use semicolon to saying that it is an end of the statement. Okay. So copy and then come back, paste. But instead of trigger, you have to write echo. This is input. Okay. And finally, you can close. So setup is completed. Only we have connected to two pins, that is a trigger pin and also echo pin. So that is done. Now we have to write a void loop. So in the void loop, we have to give the data types like duration for duration and also for the distance. So duration will be long. So I'm using a log in. So duration and distance also. So int distance, integer will be a distance. You can also write float. Okay. Now we have to clear the trigger pin. So clear the trigger pin is important because initially everything has to be 0. So that's why clear the trigger pin. Okay. So have to clear first we have to write a digital write. Digital write. Trigger pin will be low initially. And we can give a delay microseconds. Delay microseconds of 2 and then use semicolon. Okay. So in this step, what happened is initially we wanted to clear the ultrasonic sensor. Okay. So that's why trigger has to be low, which means no output, and delay for 2 seconds because it will be in a loop. So wait for some seconds and then send a 10 microseconds pass. So let's write send a 10 microsecond pulse. Okay. So now you can write once it has got the distance, it has to turn on to high, right? So distance. Okay. So first we will write a digital write. Digital write. When the trigger pin is high, when the trigger pin turns to high, delay microseconds of 10. Okay. 10 seconds, 10 milliseconds we have to wait. And digital, right? It has to be, once it is high, wait, and again it has to be low, right? Digital, right? Trigger pin low. Now we can read the time which is comes from echo. So read the time, read the time from echo, per echo. Okay. So as we have given our distance is done, now get on the duration. So duration that is equals to pulse in echo pin high. Okay. Echo pin high. So once it is done, we can calculate the distance. Calculate distance. We have to calculate the distance in a centimeter because distance unit is centimeters. So write distance that is equals to duration. The time taken will be in physics. There is a formula for it. So that is 0.34. So I'm using the formula by 2 because our distance has traveled. I mean to say, the wave has traveled by 2 times. Serial dot print serial dot print distance. Okay. Once you got printed the distance, and again you ask for the serial monitor to print the distance value. Okay? Serial dot print distance. And serial dot print ln. It has to in centimeters close. Now you can directly give a delay of half a second, like 500, and then close. So we have completed the code, and let's run this project. Okay, so I'm just running this project. So the output get on see in a serial monitor. You see the distance will be printed, and you can also you know increase and decrease the distance. So I'm decreasing the distance. Now you see the value is very nearby, and if you increase the bob, which is a object here, and you see the values are changing. So this is the distance value that we are getting from the sensor. Okay, once it is done, please let me know. I can also explain this once you complete everything. So please try to complete the code as well, okay? Guys, I'm waiting until you complete. Once it is done, please let me know. I'll be scrolling a little up, okay? So, yeah. Yeah, I've scrolled it down. Please complete it. People who have asked to explain the code, I'll be doing that. Okay. So initially we are working with ultrasonic sensor. Ultrasonic sensor basically detect the distance of what is the object nearby. Okay. So so because we have connected to trigger pin and an echo pin to 9 and 10, so I've given in the defined pin. So that is the setup. And void loop is we have to get the values continuously. So that's why we have used a void loop here. And a duration will be obviously the long, right? So more than 6 digits will comes under long integer. So I have used a long type of the data. And distance will be a float type and also integer type. So you can take it as a float and also integer, no problem. Okay. And first, initially this trigger will be low, so that's why I've given clear the trigger pin. So digital write trigger pin is low for 2 seconds. And then it turns on to high. Once the object got detected, the trigger will be high. So that's why digital pin trigger high. Wait for 10 microseconds. And again, it will be turned on to low. So high and low. Once the object detection, it has to turn on to high and give the value. And again, it will be turned to low. Again, it detects the object nearby and give the output. Okay, so likely it has to do the process. And digital read the time for the echo. So duration is equals to pulse in, echo pin is high. So this is for low, right? And once the echo pin is high, it will calculate the distance. Echo is nothing but finding out the distance and receiving the signal. Once it is done, it will be get the distance value in the echo pin. So that's why. So echo will be turned on to high. So to calculate the distance, we use a distance formula, duration into time by 2. So duration 0.034 is time taken, and 2 is because it traveled for the 2 times, we have given it 2 here. So serial.println distance you will be printing. Okay, so that is the code explanation. If you have any other further queries, please drop a message in the chat. Okay. Guys, done. Once you get the temperature values in the serial monitor, please let me know in the chat. Guys, done. Did you get the temperature values? Yes or no in the chat? So previous sessions you will be getting in your dashboards only in the LMS. Please do check. If it is not updated, please let me know. So I'll talk to my team and then make that also updated in the LMS portal. Okay, I'm sharing the complete code with you all in the chat. Please try to complete as early as possible. Yeah, I've shared the complete code. Once it is done, please let me know in the chat. Okay, so if the sessions is not updated, I'll let you know. So by tomorrow morning, it will be updated. Okay. Okay, guys, we're almost done for today, and try to complete. And the next task for you is when the value is very nearby, which is when the distance is very nearby, it has to go to the information to the buzzer, and buzzer has to high. Okay, so this program I request everyone to complete by the next class. This is the task for you. You have to complete the task. For the next session, okay? Maybe day after tomorrow, you'll be having a next session. When the object is very near to the temperature ultrasonic sensor, then buzzer has to turn on to high. Okay, so please try to complete this. And thank you so much for joining us today. We can catch up on the next class. Thank you. Bye.